everyone, today I'm going to share with you some thoughts on vibrato. Vibrato is a pulsating effect in the sound created by varying the pitch and the volume of the note. First of all, I'm going to show you a note that has absolutely no vibrato in it whatsoever. And this time the same note, but this time I'm adding vibrato into the sound. It adds a richness and depth and colour and warmth into the sound. So I'm going to show you some exercises on how you can learn to do vibrato for yourselves. To begin with, you might feel like your vibrato is measured or forced, but eventually your goal is for it to sound free and natural. So these exercises all require metronome, which I'm setting on crotchet equals 60, just so you know. The first exercise is going to be pushes using your diaphragm muscle, the support muscles. Very sharp and short and assertive pushes, trying to create an equal push on each one and not using any tongue. I'm going to start off doing 2 pushes per note, then 3, then 4, when I feel more comfortable moving on to 5, and then 6, just like this. It might take you some time to get up to 5s or 6s, don't worry. Just make sure that all the pushes come out as equally and as forcefully as you can. The second stage is to do the same exercise again, but this time maintain a very straight sound throughout the whole exercise on top of the pushes. This is how this will sound. As you get faster, you might notice that the pushes aren't always from low down anymore. They move more up towards your larynx or your voice box, which is natural. And they also, as it speeds up, it starts to sound more like real vibrato. When you've mastered these exercises, you might then be wondering what to do next to actually put the vibrato into your music, into your playing. So there's a few things you can do here as well. You can try doing something similar to that, a similar exercise, maybe 3 or 4 pushes to a note and play a scale 1 octave. So this is G major, I'm doing 3 pushes on each note. When you're comfortable with that, then you can go up to 4 pushes. And then 6, 5 and 6, and so on. Then you can try taking a very, very easy piece of music, something that you might have played from your very beginning tutor book, or a very simple hymn tune is really good for this as well. Something that's only got crotchets and minims in it, no quavers or anything like that, just to confuse things. And then you can try playing the tune, but this time putting 3 or 4 pushes on each note. So here we go, this tune is called Sorgan. I'm putting my metronome on again. This is because when you increase the number of pushes that you're doing on each note, you might not actually be getting any faster with the pushes unless you can tell by putting on the beat, so you know that you're squeezing them all into the same time that you were before. So this tune starts on a G. And then you play right through to the end, and then you do the same thing but 4 pushes. once you feel comfortable playing it in the low register, you could then try it in the middle register, because as you go up higher on the flute, it can feel a little bit trickier to make the vibrato cut through the sound. However, if you practice a little bit every day, just for a couple of minutes here and there, it will start to feel more natural. You might find that you're using a lot more air when you start playing with vibrato than you're used to, but you will adapt and get used to that the more that you do it. And the other thing you might need to start doing is mark on your music the notes that you want to make sure have vibrato on, because when you're playing the piece of music, you might be thinking about so many other things that vibrato is not your top priority. So I would write in which ones you want to have vibrato on, and then eventually, when you're more comfortable with that, hopefully your sound will have vibrato throughout, because you would try and maintain the sound with the vibrato throughout rather than limiting it to certain notes in the music. So eventually you should find that you're able to control the speed and intensity to suit the music that you're playing. So for example, if you're playing a Baroque sonata, you might not want to use any vibrato at all, or very little anyway. Something like this. And then there might be other things that require a very light floaty sound that you might want a very shimmery or shallow type of vibrato in. And then there might be other places where you want something a lot more intense and espressivo. So I would recommend listening to live performances or recordings, not just flute either. Listen to voice, because the way that we produce vibrato in the larynx is very similar to how a singer would do. Also stringed instruments like cello and violin, where you can actually physically see them creating their vibrato and varying the speed depending on the music. And then the other thing I'd really recommend doing is to record yourself playing and see if you can hear the vibrato that you think is in there. And if you can't, then you need to work on making the vibrato deeper, especially on the high register. Okay, I hope that helps. Happy practicing, everyone. Bye bye.